Well, good morning, folks. Welcome to our Daily Timothy Time. It's Friday, 22nd of January 2021. We're dealing with series number 5 in our Daily Timothy Time teachings or times together. And what I'd like to do today to end this week off is to do a quick review on what we covered yesterday and try and finish out chapter 4 of Daniel, where we're at. And right, so let's just get into that. Yesterday we read in Daniel chapter 4, we read verse 30, and it read this: "The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty?" And it ends in a question mark. There's pride involved there. Okay, so then what happens now is as Nebuchadnezzar is speaking these words out, something happens. So let's read and see what happens, and we'll come to the conclusion at the end of the chapter. Again, I just want to say, yesterday when we looked at what we did, and we're going to see it one more time today, just remember this: we're living in the dispensation of grace. Okay, we're living in a time that was not prophesied. You go look in the early part of Acts. You read about the prophets that prophesied since the beginning of the world. Okay, and then you go to Romans 16, where it says, "Now to him that's of power to establish you according to my gospel," that's Paul's gospel. Now to him that's of power to establish you according to my gospel, and the preaching of Jesus Christ according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began. So we're living in a time that wasn't prophesied. So when we in prophecy here, we're reading in prophecy, we're reading in time past. The goal of prophecy is the kingdom. Okay, when we're reading here, we're looking. Just remember this: when God says He puts into power who He wants to, just remember that that's in the times of the Gentiles. We're living in an unprophesied time. So I submit to you that does not fit what God is doing today. Let's carry on reading. Verse 31, "While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven, saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee. And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will." Okay, we've just spoken about that. Verse 33, the same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men, and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like bird's claws. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up mine eyes unto heaven, and mine understanding returned unto me, and I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. And he doth according to his will." Remember his will, eh? What's God's will today? Where do we find that? Romans to Philemon. Okay. His will in the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand, nor say unto him, What doest thou? Okay, so no one can say that to him. At the same time my reason returned unto me, and for the glory of my kingdom mine honor and brightness returned unto me, and my counselors and my Lord sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase. Folks, we've just come to the end of chapter 4. It's going to be wonderful to study that chapter out as we get along in the study of Daniel. I hope that you stick around for those studies, because it's really, really interesting. Just remember that word, lycanthropy. Okay, we're going to be looking at lycanthropy when we look at that chapter. Folks, the time's up for today. Have a good weekend. Look out for Sunday's message. And until we meet again Monday morning, I'll play a tune on the way out the door. And yeah, have a good time. Don't forget to keep doing your daily reading. Till Monday, Maranatha. Maranatha, folks.